A bit of a scheduling error. So, this week, the week I'm recording this, and I guess the week that will have just ended, depending on what you count a Sunday as, it's Turkey Week in the United States, which, for those not familiar, is the week we celebrate the turkey not being named the national bird. So, because it is Turkey Week, I have a bit of a time crunch because I don't have as much time in the week to do the recording and whatnot. And the normal episode of Contact, I ran out of time to do the stuff I wanted to do off camera, so then I could do the stuff I want to do on camera so that, I make good content. Which means I have to find some filler. So, I guess filling or stuffing, you could say, in the spirit of the holiday, I'm going to try and make a turkey walk. So, the idea here, I want to build some sort of mechanized, like, walking machine that I'll then make look like a turkey, I guess. I have never done this before. I have no idea what I'm doing. There are many people who have done this and know what they're doing, so don't yell at me when I make it horrible and it doesn't work, because let's be real, it's probably not going to work. But yeah, that is the plan for today. Sorry if you were, really looking forward to the next installment of Contact. It will be coming next week, and it'll be great and better than, well, I don't know, it'll be probably good. It won't involve a bunch of just welding and mining, because that's what I need to do and ran out of time to do. So yeah, with that, let's dive in. Alright, so giant robot turkey. How to do this. So my idea here, I think, maybe we'll build like a working mock-up first and then make it look like a turkey. So we'll start with some legs. I'm gonna try to use landing gear. Yeah, I should be able to work with landing gear. So my thought with landing gear, because I'm trying for a bipedal something or another, I need it to be able to lock to the ground, because I doubt I'm going to be able to figure out, support and balance. So, yeah, I've got that. And my main plan for this whole mechanism is to use sensors on the feet. Because one of the big issues with building a mech like this is that as it steps down, like on flat terrain like this, you can just have the things go back to the ground area, You step up, it goes back all the way down to where it was, and you just are good. But if you're on any sort of, difficult terrain, bumpy terrain, rough ground, as you're walking, your feet don't go to the same height each time. That would push you off balance. Instead, they stop when they hit the ground, more or less. So I think with a sensor, I should be able to control when the feet stop based on when they're in contact with the ground. That's the goal, anyway. So then we'll start hinging, and this is going to be temporary. Well, maybe. It'll be there for now. I don't intend for the power to be stored in the foot, but I need power to keep these hinges from moving. Because I need to build, some legs. A sideways here. I'm going to put a hinge going in. That'll give the leg sort of in-out. That should let me steer. I think that's how legs work. So we've got that. That's our middle pelvis bit. Let's actually... This will be the power pelvis, as it were. And I kind of need to build the other foot. Maybe I've gone about this the wrong way. because I kind of want the hinges to be mirroring themselves. So we'll just start out with one stalk. A little higher than we should need it. There we go, and now I won't need a power foot. We'll just kind of work our way back the opposite way. It kind of looks like a weird armed being now, which is interesting, but won't be how it stays. Actually, maybe leaving it like this is a good idea, because I can do all the movement before it's on the ground. Okay, sensors, we can stop beeping. None of that. Don't detect players. Yep, so detect asteroid on a sensor is how it detects voxel. So it sort of views the Earth as one big asteroid, which I guess isn't that far of a stretch. So that'll be good. It can detect friendly or enemy dirt. Yeah, we'll set that up later. For now, let's think through... So the first thing I want to do is just basic walking. Basic move forward. So for that to work, let's just... Yeah, let's just kind of manually do it for the moment. So to start walking forward, how that motion works is I want this leg to lift up, moving forward, like so. The knee will bend so that the foot stays roughly level to the ground. I guess I don't need this hinge. No, I do need that hinge for later. Actually, no, I don't think I do. Because, unlike in a human, I can do stuff like that. No. Can we do... No, if you bent your knee like that, you would be in great agony. So yeah. Because I don't have the limits of, you know, rotation of arm and leg joints, I can go a full 180 each way. I should be able to get the forward motion that you normally get from an ankle just out of basically the hip rotating backwards, which should simplify this whole mechanism. Whoops. Accidentally lopped off the other foot again. Well, this isn't the first time these feet are going to be ripped off, I'm sure. So anyway, on with our whatchamahoosit. So, this first leg, it goes up like so that our foot is forward. Our foot stays angled towards the ground. Then, the second leg, it will basically move in a reverse motion. So, its leg... Now, this leg would be the one attached to the ground at this stage. So it would be what moves us. But, as that hinge pushes forward, this hinge would at the same time sort of bend back, keeping that leg level again. And if I get them close to the same, the two legs, you can see, so if you imagine this leg has stayed in position, this leg has now moved the full distance. So now to take another step, to step with the right leg, that leg would go to fully straight up. This one would disconnect from the ground. Probably, I guess, stay angled. There's going to be an issue where they sort of cross paths with each other. You almost need like a left to right wiggle. Oh, I could do that with extendy piston legs. Yeah, let's build those in. Off come the feet again. At the moment, both legs are straight. When this leg needs to cross over to take a step forward, I can extend this piston out by finding the control. God. So yeah, I can extend that piston out just a little bit, probably a little more than that, and that gives this foot enough room to move through the step without touching the ground. And then this piston would go back and it would be the reverse of what you saw before. Presumably, assuming all this stuff works. I guess the step now is I need a bunch of... I guess that would be timer blocks to make this system work. So I need to figure out how many of those I need. Okay. I think I've gotten a basic sequence set up. It's not doing all the things it'll need, but it's also only using 2 of these 4 timer blocks. We're gonna see what it looks like and if it looks correct-ish. So basically, I have this timer block and this timer block triggering each other. The first timer block, it sets... Basically, all I'm doing is setting hinges to angles. So this one's set up so that the left leg, which is this one, the left hip joint will go... I think it goes to positive 15 and this one to negative 15. It's a real annoyance that these don't have, like... It sets a... You know, here's the name of what this thing is, but you can't see that name anywhere, which is annoying. So that's setting it to 15, that's setting it to negative 15, and then the right one is reversed. So the hip goes to negative 15, and the knee goes to positive. We're just going to see what happens. The second timer block reverses these, so what we should get is basically legs moving back and forth in the sort of motion you would want legs to move. So, let's see. Okay, that is not the motion you want legs to move. That is wrong for legs. I think what's happened here... So I'm triggering now on these timer blocks, and clearly it doesn't like that. So what's happening, I think, is the hinges are basically flitting back and forth rapidly between positions. Okay. Stop, both of you. There we go. But you can see the point at which it jittered to a stop. The legs are... The feet are at the same height, but they're offset, like a freeze frame of someone walking, which I think is a good sign. So I am going to change this from trigger now to start. And then this one will start. And now we'll see if it walks. Oh. Okay. The times could be a little quicker. Let's adjust that. So... Okay. Hold on. Something's gone wrong. Oh. How is... Okay. This is weird. Somehow the hinges... I think... I think what's happening here is the hinges aren't always firing. So that's neat. Let's see if a little more time fixes that. Looks it. Yeah. I think I could maybe set the leg speed lower. Because they're currently moving at 60 meters, or I guess 60 RPM? I don't know exactly how that works. But... Oh, and I can't... See, this is an amazing feature that adds so much to the game. Unfortunately, there are some slight issues with the rotate to angle setting. Chiefly that you can't see what it's set to anywhere on the hotbar. And you can't just click this button to reset it. To fix it, you have to remove and start over. It won't let you re-input. Which might just be, you know, a limit of the system. I don't know how this stuff's programmed. But it would be nice if it were a little easier to operate. So we're going to start... We're going to do a wider angle, so I had them at 15 before. Let's do 30. And let's do 20 velocities. Yeah, that's more, a more reasonable speed. We can actually see them moving. And they seem to be alternating pretty well. So that process seems to be working. Now let's add in our leg extensions. Which means I'm going to need at least one more timer block. And I may use 2 just for safety's sake. So I need... So when it steps forward like this, I need this piston to extend. And at the same time, I need this leg to disconnect from the ground. This foot. So let's go ahead and do some more naming. Okay, so I've renamed my timer blocks. So this is the timer that puts the left foot forward, this one does the right, and then I've got these for the legs. So what I have to do now, so when the left foot goes forward, I need it to then trigger left leg lift. So it'll start that. Left leg lift, which can have a quick timer, hopefully. So it then triggers right foot forward. Well, starts right foot forward. Right foot forward, then triggers right leg lift. And right leg lift loops us back to left foot forward. So the sequence of actions here. So when left foot forward goes, it'll move the left foot forward. Then it'll raise the left leg, giving the right foot room to move through the move forward. Then the right foot moves forward. Then the right leg lifts, which will disconnect the left foot and raise its leg so that it can then move forward. I hope. Let's see what happens. Oh, yep. Leg is forward. I maybe need to slow the velocity on that. But then it moves. Leg is forward. It moves. Leg is forward. I mean, this might be walking. Now, the only issue here is because those are pistoning back and forth, it means when that leg disconnect, basically I'm going to have a jump each time I step. And I think that's a bad idea. Yeah, I think I need more timer blocks. Yeah. So I need 2 more timer blocks here. Basically, so I have my leg lifts. I need a second leg lower for each leg. And what that'll do is basically the step where I am flip-flopping the legs. That'll take that out and allow me to have time in between. So, when I lift my left leg, it just lifts the left leg and unlocks the landing gear on the right. Left leg lower lowers our left leg. So we set our leg to 0. Velocity should be lower, but we'll go with this for now for proof of concept. And that's all that has to do. Aside from calling a timer block that we'll put in later. So similarly, right leg, we no longer move this leg because we don't need to. Okay, so now the sequence. So left foot forward still calls left leg lift. Left leg lift, instead of calling right foot forward, needs to call left leg lower. Left leg lower then calls right foot forward. Right foot forward can still call right leg lift, but right leg lift needs to do right leg lower. And right leg lower is now the one that loops us back to our left foot, which we want as a start. Okay. Yep, so it moves up, it moves down. No, I've gotten this wrong. Hold on. Because now I just step forward, hop off the ground real quick, and then move my legs back to where they were. So when left foot forward happens, it needs to lift the leg. Lifting the leg needs to then... Okay. So I don't lower the leg after lifting it. That's not how that works. It still needs to call right foot forward. So the feet swing through. Right foot forward needs to then call left leg down. Left leg lower. So after my right foot goes forward, my left leg lowers, it connects. It needs to raise the leg. Well, so left leg lower. Oh boy. Okay, so left leg lower. Yeah, then needs to call right leg up. Right leg lift. Okay. Somehow this has gotten infinitely confusing. So, when the left foot moves forward, it lifts the left leg after it's done. Next thing that needs to happen is the right foot moves forward. Then, the left leg needs to lower. Then the right leg needs to lift. Okay, yep. So, after the right leg lifts, Then we're back to left foot forward. Oh, I see. So left foot forward needs to call right leg lower, and then right leg lower calls the next stage. Calls left foot lift. Oh boy. Okay. That hurt my brain a little bit. There's just a bit of smoke, but I think that's correct. Let's see. Come on, legs. Okay. That's good. Yep, that's a move forward. We're down. That's a move up. That would be another step forward. And we're down. Okay. Yeah, I think this is working. Now, something I can do here, I think all of these can go down to 2 seconds. Because there are multiple steps in between each movement, that should fix my issue where everything was just jerking around. Now, I did just realize, so I think this is a viable mech. This is working almost in the traditional. I could have done this without setting the hinges to a position. Because it's just timer blocks and limits, essentially. But, how do I make these sensors work? So basically, to stop the legs at whatever height as I'm walking over rough terrain, I would need to be moving the hinge until the sensor is in contact with voxel. Ooh. Okay. Also I've put these sensors upside down from each other. Right. Maybe I can get away with it. So, if I set up actions in my sensor, which I think this was a new addition, I don't think sensors had the multiple hotbars before, but now they do, which is awesome. So I think if I use the sensors to interrupt the sequence of motion, okay, I would need to stop the hinge. That's how I would have to do this. Which I may be able to do by setting the velocity to 0. Because the thing carrying the hinges through their motion, basically the move to command resets all the limits of the hinge and sets the velocity to move it into a position. If I change the velocity to 0 while they're moving, they should stop where they are, that foot would lock, and then on I go. Oh, though they're, This'll work for, like, flat steps? Oh, boy. Yeah, this'll work. That would work flat steps, but if the right foot needs to go lower than the left, the feet only go... Oh, my brain. To make this work, I need the hinges to essentially move their full length until the sensors stop them. Which honestly means I think I've overbuilt this, actually. I've overdesigned it. Because setting the hinges to a... I should be using the maximum length of each hinge, or rotation of each hinge. I don't know how this works. Okay, I'm going to try radically redoing this. Okay. So, I've set this up so that now basically the hinges are using their full motion, but the entire rest of the sequence is the same. So I think now if I stop the system, I need to name my sensors and probably have them facing the correct way, or the same way. So, I have my sensors. If I set them up, I won't be able to test this until actually putting it on the ground. So if I set the sensors up to basically set the velocities of their respective leg to 0 when they're triggered, they should pause the leg at whatever height it is at. But then the timer blocks will continue going on their timing sequence. So it'll cycle and move them to wherever they should be next. I feel like this is a case where I'm making absolutely no sense as I ramble through my brain. That's not where I want you. So the legs should just keep walking in whatever sequence they're currently doing. But if this timer block detects ground, it'll stop the hinges. So say there's a lump of dirt, that leg would stop, not at its full extension. Wait, no. No, they need to stop the other leg. Because what'll happen, this foot is the one going over the hump as that one pushes down. So it's that leg moving this foot. Right. Okay, so this may or may not... Well, I don't know. I think I'm right. The last thing I need to do is set up the actual hinge, or sensor distances. Then we'll have an antenna. Then I think I have to do that show on HUD, and then show sensor field range. Yes. So I want each of these sensor fields to be just looking basically just below the landing gear. Yeah, just a little tube. That may work. I may go just a little. Let's try 1.5. That may be a little too much, but I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. Okay. Gonna leave that fella there and create a new one for a live test. Let's see if we have locomotion. Okay, that part's not quite great. Okay, it's just, that's the way it is. Hopefully it figures itself out. So, left foot forward. Start. Okay. No is the answer. No, it is unhappy. Oh, it's writhing on the ground. Poor guy. Here. Just end that one. Maybe let's try doing that so it's balanced. I'm also going to lock the side-to-side hinges. So that hopefully they don't twist like they did in before. Okay. Not great. That looks a little better. So what happened with the leg? I think the issue was left foot forward is no longer where I need to start. I think I need to start with left leg lift. Or I guess in this case, right leg lift. Because the right leg is currently forward. Both legs are locked, yeah. So if I start that, will we walk? Okay. Okay. Some share inertia tensor may not go amiss. But we're walking. Ish. Okay. Right. We almost made it. That's a good step. See if we can't stop everything. Okay, let's try. Let's just share inertia tensor on everything. Because this thing doesn't weigh that much, it shouldn't have any issue with this. Okay. So. Now we start at left leg lift. Let's see. Yeah, that's looking good. So it seems to have an issue whenever it gets... Yeah. It has an issue whenever it gets off perfectly level. Well, that's not very good. What could I do to make it walk better, I wonder? I mean, the easiest thing, truthfully, would be to not have these landing gear and instead just have large foot pads. If I can just have it self-balance, maybe that would solve my problem. Let's go back to the drawing board. We'll make a new drawing board. And lop off its feet again. So as weird as it may sound, I think I'm going to use wheels for this. Because wheels have, well, they have some shock absorbing tendencies that are probably going to be handy. And they should let me build out a pretty wide base that hopefully I can just kind of stand on, though. Yeah, where are the shorts? There you go. Yeah, I have to be cautious of the fact that the middle... That's going to be my biggest issue, because... Oh, God. Yeah, I need it to... I need enough... I don't know if this works with my understanding of physics. I need enough support this way. This is the angle... Like, this side is going to be the issue because my weight is way over here. So I need support beyond my center of weight on this side, which means it's going to be in the way of the other foot. Unless they can go over each other. I should mention, too, part of my, I have all these wheels in these 4 directions, mainly because they should keep the thing from rotating. I guess it could spin. I'll put a remote control on there just so I can have the thing's parking braked. So yeah, my hope here, and I may adjust the hinges, the pistons to go at their full length, so that as the wheels swing past each other, the one that's on the forward swing is always above the other one. Alright, handbrake on there. This is a very complex way to set some handbrakes. Okay. Let's reset the time of day. And give this nightmare a try. Yeah, so the biggest benefit of this is that it should self-balance, essentially. Now, the current wheel position doesn't fill me with confidence. I'd hope it could stand on one leg. Right. Our right foot is forward, so we need to do our right leg lift. Let's see what happens. Whoa. Okay, nothing good so far. Let's see if while it's sort of balanced, maybe... Nope. Nope. Okay. You are not it. I think part of my issue Let's set it so that it's, level. I think because it started off on a cockeyed angle, it was gonna generally struggle. Yeah, that is flat. I wonder... I wonder if doing like that would help us at all. Yeah, I can flip it and it shouldn't be... I should be able to reset this. The reason I'm trying this is my hope that having the... Basically, this far back support is also... It's more in line with where the vehicle's center of mass hopefully will be. So, hopefully that means as it lifts up, it has a better chance of staying supported during its movement. But I don't know. Let's find out. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, almost. Okay. Ah, it's so close to working. Okay. Let's stop writhing, little buddy. Oh, give me your control. Ah. Curses interact button being K. Oh, it's also R. I forget about that. Oh. No. No, come back. Yes. Stop. I'm stuck in a foot. Okay. Right. So this is actually probably a good position to test it. I need the feet to be stable in this position, which I think means I need them to be further separated. Basically, yeah, I need it like one block in from there is the best that way I'm going to get it. And then I need these ones. I need that one to be further back. Now I'm also going to set the strength to like 2. My thought here is I don't care if these blocks are on the ground so long as they don't bang into the ground. I want the cushioniness of soft padded feet. Yeah, which we're close to. The big issue is to make this work, each foot has to be heavy. Yeah, no, and they'd have to be... Adding more weight won't help because any weight I add to this foot, I also need to add to this one, which will just... It'll keep the balance offset. Okay. Well, if I do like this... I did weigh the option. So this would be much easier with a quadrupedal entity. The issue is, if I want to make it a turkey, I'm not, those don't have 4 legs traditionally. So, yeah, how to get this? Okay, maybe I want a little more wheel strength. Let's set them all to their comfy 6. Okay. I don't have a ton of faith here. I'm just gonna start it moving. Gonna name this one, we'll call it Ted. Just so I can quickly find it in this. Let's see what Ted does. And Ted falls over. So part of the issue, I think the big struggle I'm having, the big thing I've not duplicated, when normal bipedal creatures walk, we can shift our mass to be over whatever foot we're moving. So that means we don't have to have big ol' awkward wide feet. I will say the swing through is working perfectly with these big feet. But yeah, because we can balance ourselves, we don't have the issue of taking a step and falling over. I mean, we do if we lose balance, say through a heavy inebriation. Unfortunately, that is a very complex thing to try and make a robot do. It's taken, MIT trained scientists many, many years to develop abilities to make robots reliably do that. So, yeah. I don't know if this is going to work. I mean, it is moving itself in a sort of backstroke sort of way. So that's something. Oh, it's gone upside down now. Oh, it didn't take. Well, it's this one because this one's the one that's moving. So your name Ted? Why are you not... Did I not hit OK hard enough? No, I don't get to rename you, apparently. Stop your legs. Okay, I don't think this is going to work any better than the 2-legged version. To make this actually function, you would need basically a whole different timing, so each leg moves independently. But I don't have the time or energy to figure that out. So, let's see. This would be... I need both right leg lifts. Start them. Whoop. Oh, almost. Okay, we have a bit of a strong yawing motion that's not helping things. Oh, that was almost a step. Oh, it's so close. It's walking. It's not very good at it, but it is walking. Oh boy. Imperial Walker, this is not. But, it's something. Whoa. It steps with gusto. Yeah, so, I think this is where I'm gonna call this. Unfortunately, giving myself like an hour and a half, 2 hours to, yeah, it's been an hour and a half. Giving myself an hour and a half to figure out 4-legged or 2-legged locomotion was maybe not enough. So, yeah. But, you know, that was a step backwards. That's fine. We got somewhere with it. And I'm very distracted by this goofy thing lumbering about. Uh, I didn't even get to trying to turn it. But yeah, there are plenty of people who definitely know how to make these, as I mentioned in the intro. So, you know, if you really want to figure it out, go talk to them. Uh, I'm sure that given enough time and, you know, not on a crunch to get a video done with not enough time to record a video, I could maybe do something better than this. But for now, this is where we'll end you. Happy, well, now late Turkey Day to those who celebrate, and to all others, happy Sunday. Bye bye.